What is God doing in the midst of our suffering? What is God healing or changing in the midst of our crises? In today's reading in Luke chapter 13, we see something very interesting happening. It speaks about, and I want to read it. We're on Luke 13, and it says here, Jesus is speaking again about coming back to him. Isn't it amazing how, again, this theme of coming back to the Lord? Like, do you understand that God is just telling us again and again, come back to me, come back to me? Do you think God is trying to say something here? Luke 13, chapter 5 says, I tell you, if you do not turn away from your sins, you will die. I mean, these are harsh words from a good God. You see, but they're harsh because he's good and because he wants the best for us. And sometimes we need people to speak to us in this way and says, you know what, if you don't change, you're going to get in trouble. And I don't know what's happening in your life right now, but God is speaking about, come back to me. It's time to change. It's time to get rid of those things in your life that keep you a slave. What is the sin in your life that is keeping you a slave? What is that temptation that keeps visiting you and visiting you and visiting you, and you feel like you're never going to be free? Let me tell you something, and I've learned this. There's temptations in your life that will keep on visiting you until you have victory over them. See, God did not create you to escape, but he created you to have victory. And here he says, if you don't turn away, you're going to die. And I know right there you feel like, oh my God, that's it. I'm doomed. There's no way. I can't. That's it. I can't change. But look at the good, because this is good news. People, this is good news. Then it says this. There once was a man who had a fig tree growing in his vineyard. He went looking for figs on it, but found none. So he said to his gardener, look, for 3 years I have been coming here looking for figs on this fig tree, and I haven't found any. Cut it down. Why should it go on using up the soil? But the gardener answered, watch this. Leave it alone, sir, just 1 more year. I will dig around it and put some fertilizer. Then, if the tree bears figs next year, so much the better. If not, then I'll have to cut it down. You know what God is saying? I'm going to give you another chance. This is good news. And I don't know who God is speaking today, but maybe you woke up today feeling like, I just can't do this. I just can't be holy. I just can't stop sinning. I'm lost. And today God is saying, nope, you're not lost. I am giving you another chance. I'm going to use some fertilizer. That's his grace, his mercy, the grace of God, the mercy of God, fertilizing our lives, healing our lives, because God knows that there's goodness in us because God put it there. So in this time of Lent, and it's amazing how I'm getting so many emails and so many messages of people struggling with temptations in this Lent season. It just seems like the enemy is after our souls and our hearts because he does not want us to have these graces that are available to us in this time, in this liturgical time of Lent. There's grace available. There's mercy available. There's power available. There's blessing available. What does the enemy do? He keeps attacking you, tempting you, telling you can't do it, telling you that you won't be holy, that you can't be holy, and you feel like you're a loser. But let me tell you, you're not a loser because Christ lives in you. And if Christ lives in you, you are more than victorious. Today, God is telling you, I'm giving you another chance. I'm going to work in you. I'm going to make sure that you produce. I'm going to make sure that you give fruit. God is supremely interested in you, and he will not. If you didn't get this yesterday, get it again. He will not abandon you. He is waiting for you because he believes in you. Today's action passion is remember. Remember. In the psalm today, the psalmist says, do not forget the blessings of God. So many times we forget what God has done in our lives. We're so enthralled in the now that we forget how good God has been. We're so saddened and we feel so burdened by the crisis and temptation that we forget how good God has been. I want you to remember today how good God has been. I want you to remember the time when you had no money and God came through. I want you to remember the time when you felt that nobody was going to help you and God sent help. I want you to remember the time when you needed a job and that job showed up. I want you to remember that time when you felt that you couldn't be healed or changed and God healed and God changed and God provided. I want you to remember, because God is a good God. And so many times we forget how good He has been, how good He is, and that the best is yet to come. See you tomorrow on another day of passion, power, and purpose. In the meantime, remember, don't forget, praying for you. Peace.